Melatonin, the hormone that tells us when to sleep. In a world that never truly goes dark, sleep has become one of the most fragile aspects of modern life. Artificial lighting, glowing phone screens, shift work, and long-distance travel have all disrupted patterns that once followed the rising and setting of the sun. At the center of this disruption lies melatonin, a small but powerful hormone that acts as the body's internal signal for night and rest. Often described as the sleep hormone, melatonin is better understood as a timekeeper, one that helps align the human body with the natural rhythm of day and night. Melatonin is produced in the brain in response to darkness. As evening approaches and light levels fall, the body begins to release melatonin into the bloodstream, signaling that it is time to prepare for sleep. Heart rate slows, body temperature drops slightly, and alertness fades. In the morning, exposure to light suppresses melatonin production, helping the body wake up. This daily cycle is part of the circadian rhythm, the internal clock that regulates not only sleep, but also hormone release, digestion, and even mood. For most of human history, this system worked with remarkable reliability. Nights were dark, days were bright, and melatonin followed a predictable pattern. Modern life, however, has altered that balance. Exposure to artificial light, especially blue light from smartphones, tablets, and computers, can delay melatonin release, tricking the brain into thinking it is still daytime. As a result, many people feel tired but wired, physically exhausted yet mentally alert long after they should be asleep. The consequences of disrupted melatonin rhythms extend beyond poor sleep. Research has linked chronic sleep disturbance to weakened immune function, impaired concentration, metabolic disorders, and increased risk of mental health problems. Melatonin itself also plays a role beyond sleep. It acts as an antioxidant and interacts with the immune system, suggesting that its influence reaches into broader aspects of health. Because of these effects, melatonin supplements have become increasingly popular. They are widely marketed as a solution for insomnia, jet lag, and shift work sleep disorder. In certain situations, such supplements can be helpful, particularly for resetting the body clock after crossing time zones or for short-term circadian disruption. Health authorities such as the NHS acknowledge that melatonin may be prescribed for specific sleep problems, especially in children with neurodevelopmental conditions or adults over a certain age. However, melatonin is not a universal sleep cure. Experts caution that taking it without addressing underlying habits can mask, rather than solve, sleep problems. Dosage, timing, and individual sensitivity vary widely, and more is not necessarily better. Unlike traditional sleeping pills, melatonin does not force sleep, it nudges the body toward it. Taken at the wrong time, it can actually worsen sleep patterns. Cultural attitudes toward sleep also play a role. In many societies, long working hours and constant availability are celebrated, while sleep is treated as a luxury or weakness. Melatonin, in this context, highlights a deeper contradiction. We seek chemical shortcuts to rest while maintaining lifestyles that actively prevent it. The hormone becomes a symbol of a broader struggle between biology and modern expectations. Public health organizations, including the World Health Organization, increasingly recognize sleep as a pillar of health alongside diet and exercise. Advice often focuses on sleep hygiene, reducing screen use before bedtime, maintaining regular sleep schedules, dimming lights in the evening, and increasing exposure to natural daylight in the morning. These simple behavioral changes support natural melatonin production more effectively than supplements alone. Melatonin also raises philosophical questions about time in the modern world. The body still operates on ancient rhythms shaped by the rotation of the Earth, yet social time, deadlines, notifications, global connectivity ignores those limits. When melatonin release is delayed night after night, the body pays the price, even if the mind insists on staying awake. Ultimately, melatonin reminds us that sleep is not passive. It is an active, regulated biological process, deeply sensitive to light, habit, and environment. Understanding this hormone is not just about getting more rest, it is about recognizing that human health depends on harmony between internal clocks and external lives. In learning to respect melatonin, we are also learning to respect darkness, rest, and limits, concepts that modern culture often resists. Yet in the quiet hours of the night, Guided by this small chemical messenger, the body continues to ask for what it has always needed: time to recover, repair, and dream.